Black home ownership matters. Home ownership matters, but black home ownership in our community really matters.
When we celebrate our 100th anniversary, we want to see the rate of home ownership go from 40% or 42.7% rate to a 70.7% rate of home ownership.
But when it comes to black issues, this is the only organization that speaks specifically to the issues and things that have to deal with our community specifically.
To build wealth in our community, because that's the end game.
You continue to carry the torch on the 2.5 million.
So that's why what you do is so important. You all know the impact of home ownership in this country.
Fitz, talk about what we stand for. Talk about our code. And what's our code? Democracy and housing. What's our code? Family. What's our code? God. Faith-based.
While expanding home ownership through education and counseling. It is our vision at Fannie Mae to be America's most valued housing partner, and that is why we're partnering with NAREB on the 2 in 5 campaign.
Home ownership has long been a great way for our families to build wealth and to force them to save. Studies confirm that even after accounting for the severe adverse impact of the housing crisis, home ownership continues to be a powerful tool for building wealth and forcing savings in our community.
With the Create Year of this program is that this program positions NAREB to be the change agents in the African American community.
If 90% of our wealth is tied to home ownership, then what better group to talk about African American wealth than NAREB?
So this organization fights for democracy and housing.
NAREB defines its purpose in its constitution. And it's one sentence, and it says, to enhance the economic improvement of its members.
Oh, that you would bless me and enlarge my territory. He makes this audacious request. Lord, here it is, give me more land. You see, in biblical days, land represents blessings.
At the time of the storm, there were 5 generations that have lived in New Orleans. This is the oldest inhabited place in America. It's also the place where black people were free before they were enslaved. Yet at the point of the storm, African Americans had 3 generations of home ownership.
If we're going to change it,
Yes.
we got to change attitude.
Yes.
And we've got to become secure in ourselves so that we can help other folk become secure. African Americans have got to know that there are some people who make their living on planning for us to always be divided.
Man, I'm proud of who I am. And I think we suffer organizationally, civically, individually, family from low self-esteem.
And so what you do every day is important. In fact, you may be the key to our survival. The things you do every day, selling people home, fighting and challenging, even in your work, people trying to keep people out of certain areas simply because of the stupidity they have conjured to judge people on the basis of their skin color.
Now, and all of the white people had white agents. All the white people, and half the black people had white agents. How are we going to make it? How are we going to, nothing against y'all, nothing against anybody else, but if I don't support who looks like me, how are we going to make it? What my kids going to do?
My father had 3 jobs. Now I know why. So my struggle wouldn't be as hard. And I'm hoping the same for my children.
Then home ownership is out of reach. It's not out of reach. They just moved it out of sight a little bit. It's around the corner. We need to, for industry-wise, to bring it back to the same block, and then community-wise, we need to get jobs and move us up so we can meet home ownership where it is. It's not out of reach. We just have to keep working and make people believe that they can reach out and grab it.
Build black home ownership, and to build black wealth, we have to build black income. We have to build black employment.
It takes a village. And it's going to take a village to raise our family and to instill black wealth in our communities.
And I can always hear him say, look, you go to the jails and the prisons and find out how many people in jail own a home.
A lot of times you can have dreams and have visions, but in order for you to carry them out, there must be a plan, and it has to have continuity, and it's got to have a direction.
So income is our first level, class is our second level, independence is our third level, equity is our fourth level. I want us all to get to an equity position. The reality is that means paying off your house and transferring.
And it's not that you need to go to Harvard to understand it, and it's not all those things. You can go back to just those plain things that your grandmother said when you were young. If you see someone that's hungry, try to get them some food. And who cares if you call it food stamps? If you see someone that's homeless, try to get them a shelter. And who cares if they call it subsidized housing or first-time home ownership programs? And if you see someone that's sick, try to get them to a doctor. And who cares if they call it Obamacare?
It's exciting when the leadership talked about the convention. And aren't you all glad we came to New Orleans? Yes. And we have two sons, two proud sons of New Orleans. And we talked about having Congressman Richmond said to the leadership, it's imperative that we meet with him because he has the right spirit at the right time to help fight and advocate for black people.
To understand that the preparation of our people to become homeowners requires that they be better knowledgeable and better educated about the economy, about financial services.
Because if we don't do the work inside the house, the work can't be performed outside of the house. And so it's going to take people like or organizations like Wells Fargo and other lenders to make sure that we're doing the work inside the house by mirroring the communities that we seek to serve.
Now let me tell you, it ain't enough to just come to a convention. You got to go home and you got to work. It ain't enough for me to just come here and speak. I got to go to Washington and fight for you. It ain't enough that the federal government would give $5 billion. We got to work every single day. It ain't enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, I ask that you rise and acknowledge for the last time as our 29th president, Mr. Ronald Cooper.
It is our mission. It is our history. We have been on this road for 70 years. And sometimes it looks like things has not changed. And sometimes I realize that things really haven't changed. But that's our purpose. And until things changed, this organization will be here.
Welfare of its members. You may lower your hand. By the authority vested in me, I now present to you all our 30th president of the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, Mr. Jeffrey Hicks.
That is extremely special. Tonight, you are officially a past president of NAREB.
Vision that the gathering of 11 men and one woman, which is sort of what you see here right now. She's the 21st century, one woman representing Annie Black. I want you to imagine these 11 men and one woman in a meeting room in Tampa, Florida, no air condition, a hot, sweltering night on July 29th, 1947, at the conclusion of the National Business League's convention, in which these 11 men and one woman decided to form this illustrious organization.
Placed on him in this race as the president of this august body, the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. And so as these past presidents touch him, Father, let the spirit that rests, rules, and abides in each and every one of them pour into him. Let the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding that you have embedded in them and in their spirit flow into him and lift him up and give him power, power from on high. As he runs this race,
this shield is a shield of protection. America needs NAREB. I'm honored tonight to stand as your 30th president. God bless NAREB. God bless all of you. And God bless America. Thank you.